Get another old reference. You probably aren't old enough to remember. So.
Fair enough.
Oh.
I am just going to get the stream shared over to Facebook really quick.
Okay.
And while we let people join in with us. Good morning, everyone. If you give us just a quick second here, we'll get started in about 30 seconds. All right, I think we're good to go. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the 2021 HSMP annual meeting opening session. We're going to start off with morning yoga with Lauri Bruce. On that, I'm just going to throw it on over to you, Lauri.
All right. Well, good morning, everybody. It's kind of odd not seeing people, but and I think, let me see if I can adjust my computer. There we go. Sorry, I don't mean to make anybody sick. There we go. So we're going to do a class that's basically a chair class. So the idea is that as you're working from home, if you need a break or you're doing a little prep work before you sit down for hours of sitting at the desk and typing, that you've got the opportunity to move your body. And in this 45 minutes, we'll go through a bit of centering and breath work. We'll do some seated movements, we'll do some standing movements, and then we'll go back to seated. So since I have no idea the level of fitness or health or any kind of preconditions, I'm just going to ask you guys to be aware of your own body and do what is appropriate for you. Some of you may be longtime practitioners and this may seem super easy. Some of you may be new to this. There we go. Lost myself. That was kind of weird. Anyway, we're going to go ahead and get started. So you're going to need a chair. Preferably a chair that's not on wheels, makes it a little bit easier. But if you do have wheels on your desk chair, if that's what you're using, you can push it up. The other thing I'm going to ask you is to be barefooted if you can. Most people are at home, so we'll do that. If you're at work and you're not comfortable being barefooted, that's fine. You don't have to worry about that. But I'm going to go ahead and get up here. So as I told Jack earlier, I had knee surgery last week, and so this knee's a little grouchy. Now, tip this up. I never can get all of me in the screen. You don't have to have a yoga mat for something like this. Like I said, a chair is helpful. This is also a great practice if you're recovering from an injury or that you have some kind of need to compensate because of something going on in your body. So what I want you to do is go ahead and come to a comfortable seated position. Sit toward the front edge of your chair just because it's going to allow you to be upright. And let's start by just finding out how we're sitting. So take your hands and just cradle the side of your hips. So this is your pelvis, so holding that. And just kind of rock back and rock forward. And you may get a few little early morning pops and creaks out of there. But just seeing where your sitting bones, the bones that are at the bottom of your pelvis, where you feel that pressure, and then kind of come up on the top of them. It may feel like you're really throwing yourself forward. And then just gently drop the ribs down. Let the hands rest either palms down or palms up in the lap, and allow the eyes to close. And once we close the eyes, let's take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, just a gentle drawing in of the belly. Inhale, feel the body expand. And exhale again. Keep doing that. The reason we do this is the breath is our easiest tool for focused meditation, linking with movement, assisting our body, and really giving us a guide as to what's going on in our body. So as you continue to breathe, let's scan the 5 layers of our body. The first layer, the most gross of the layers, is the physical body. So as you breathe, how does your body move, change shape? Are there parts of your body that may be feeling a little cranky this morning? Maybe parts that feel great? Just notice we're at a changing time of the year. We've just passed the autumnal equinox. So again, that we're starting to go into that hibernation mode if it's cold and feeling like we're kind of going inside. So use this opportunity to just go in and examine physically, how are you doing? And then the next layer in is our energetic body. And so notice this morning, if you feel like you have enough energy to get through the rest of your day, maybe you slept well and you're feeling really great. Maybe you've already been out for a walk or worked out. Maybe mornings are hard for you. Maybe it was racing around getting kids to school or other people off to work, knowing that you've got a tough day ahead. But just noticing where that energy level is right now. And does your energy come from external stimulation, i.e. coffee, rather than an internal fire? And as we continue to breathe, our next layer deeper is our emotional body. And everybody has an emotional set point where we land naturally. And notice where you have landed. Are you a happy person? Are you more of a pessimistic person? Are you somebody that easily fluctuates from one end of the spectrum to the other? Or are you pretty steady state, steady flow? And again, just be aware. And then deeper still mentally, that idea of, is there chatter in the mind? Is it hard to let go of things? Do we worry things to death? And for the rest of this class, can you just drop in and be quiet and still and just listen? Be focused on maybe one thing. Allow the mind to rest. Those things don't go away completely, but we can quiet them. And then finally, the deepest part of ourselves, closest to our true authentic self, is what we refer to as the bliss or the spiritual body. And this is this idea that we're more than just ourselves, that we are connected to others. And so for a moment, just kind of reach out. We can get a little isolated working from home or being cordoned off from our workmates if we've gone back to the office. So just kind of open up to that sense that we're part of a bigger picture. And then begin to bring your awareness back to your breath, feeling the spine elongate, get taller. And as you maintain that height, go ahead and draw in on that belly and feel the subtle contraction around the center part of the belly. And this is our respiration for structure. We inhale to lengthen the spine. We exhale to stabilize it. And so that's the breath practice that we're going to focus on through the rest of our class. So as we begin our class, let us bring our hands to our hearts in prayer and bow our head forward to set an intention. And an intention is where we place our focus if we start to wander during class. And let it be simple today, to just be aware, to notice what's going on. Maybe it's something new for you. Maybe this is old hat, but what can you learn? And as you form that thought clearly in your mind, gently press the palms together to symbolize sealing it in the heart. Then release the hands and open the eyes. So let us start by coordinating breath and movement. So taking a deep breath in, Let's take the arms up and over the head and have the arms a little bit forward of the ears. They don't have to go way back here. We're not opening the chest. And exhale, float them down. And inhale, bring them up. And exhale, take them back down. Again, up. And exhale down. And one more time up. And exhale, take them down. And then moving into the lateral part of our body or the sides, I'm going to be opposite of you. So leave your right hand on the floor. Take the left arm up and over. And as you exhale, just tip over to the right. Come back to center. Tip to the right again. Stay grounded through onto the chair. Back to center. And exhale, tip over. And we're going to stay for 3 breaths. So take a breath in and try to breathe into this part of the ribs. Try to let that hip sink down. Exhale, pull the belly in. Inhale, lengthen through the rib cage, not the shoulder. Exhale, one more breath here. Inhale. And exhale, bring it back to center. Take it to the other side for our stay. Take the breath in. We're going to repeat 3 times. Exhale, tip over. Back to center. Tip over. Back to center. Exhale, tip over. Let's stay for 3 breaths. Take a big breath in. Exhale, pull those ribs and belly in. Inhale again. Exhale, maybe you go a little further. One more breath in. And exhale, back up to center and bring the hands down. So moving into, again, that little bit of pelvic mobility just to see how it might have changed. So place the hands on the sides of the hips. And as you exhale, draw the belly in and just roll the pelvis back. You're going to feel the upper back close in a little bit. And as you inhale, roll the pelvis forward. And as you do this, can you keep from throwing the ribs forward and back? Can this be a movement kind of underneath the torso where we're just rocking back and forth? Let's do this 2 more times. And forward and back, and then come to neutral. Now, from here, let's go a little bit more into that articulation of the spine. So holding on to the legs, give a little squeeze, draw back, and let the sternum go up as the shoulder blades drop down. Look up, feel that front extension. So think kind of a back bend. And then as we exhale, draw in at the belly, round the back. The pelvis rolls back. Hold on to those legs, straighten the arms, and really stretch out that back. And as you inhale, pull forward, reach up, look up. Exhale, pull the belly in and round. Inhale, come up. Exhale, back. Inhale again. Exhale, back. 2 more. Inhale, lengthen. Feel all the vertebra move in the spine. Notice if maybe you just move in big chunks, like you just move the pelvis and the upper back. There's no articulation. After this one, let's come back to neutral. Now, we're going to move into a little bit of what's called controlled articular rotation, which helps us, A, assess how our body moves, and B, to improve that movement. So what I want you to do is create a little tension in your body. So you can kind of press your feet into the floor, squeeze the legs together, contract the core, make fists and hold the arms in tight on the body. We're going to go through head articulation. So curl the chin in toward the throat. Keep everything tight. Then scrape your chin along your right collarbone. So you're looking to the right. Then we're going to drop that right ear back over the shoulder. Then in extension, reach the chin up toward the ceiling, go all the way across so your left ear is behind you. Then roll the head to look at the floor. Draw your chin back to the center. We're going to go the other way. So scrape to the left, drop back to the side, up through the center, over to the right, drop back, roll the head down, scrape back to the center. Come back to the right, drop the ear back, slow go through this movement. Keep it slow, feel all the little dusty corners. Drop that chin down, break it across. We're going to go back to the left, drop the ear back, feel that stretch on the right side of the neck, reach up through the chin, the right ear comes down, drop it down toward the floor, scrape it back to the center, and restack the head. Let everything relax. So you may have found that you didn't move as well one direction as the other. So something really great to do every morning as you wake up and get ready to go. So we're going to go into the shoulders a bit here. And again, create that little bit of tension in the body. It strengthens and stabilizes, and it forces the movement into the joint we're working on. So from here, kind of keep those arms squeezed in. Draw the shoulders up to the ears. Push them back. Push them down. Feel those shoulder blades go, and pull them around to the front. See how much movement, how much range of motion you can get out of this. We're going to go 3 times in each direction. This is a great little, what we call yoga snack in the middle of your day. Just stop and do this. Helps get rid of that tension. One more time around. And once it's down, we're going to reverse directions. So pull the shoulder blades together. Keep squeezing them as you pull them up toward the ears. Arms are straight. Push them forward. Press them down. Pull them back. Notice if they work together. One may do something completely different from its partner on the other side. So that's a little inhibition we've got going in that shoulder. It may be a little imbalance. And this last time down. Now, one of the things that can get very shortened and tight when we're working at a desk all the time is our elbows, like the arms don't extend. So with the body nice and tight, flare the hands out and externally rotate them like you're hitchhiking. Keep the arms in close, and like you're pulling through molasses, let's squeeze those arms up. We want to bring the arm into flexion, squeeze the bicep, hold it there, rotate it as far as you can go, and push it down. So what we're doing is we're forcing that load into the elbow. We're going to rotate it again, bring it up. Some of you may feel like, oh, these joints don't actually even work this way. That's something to notice. And push it down and rotate it back and pull it up. Now from here, rotate it down, out, rotate it back, and push with the back of the hand. So a little bit of a different position for that movement. And then rotate it again, pull the back of the hand up and in, rotate it. This should be a lot of work. This should, like, you might be sweating. It's okay if you're holding your body tight enough. And one more time, come up, rotate it, and push it down and give it a shake. Going into the wrists, another really difficult thing, and especially if you are doing any kind of movement classes, putting pressure on the hands, it can be pretty tough. So we want to get the best range of motion. So take that right arm, squeeze it into your rib cage, make the rest of your body kind of tight and engaged, and hold on to the forearm below the wrist, and then bring the hands together, so kind of like a knife hand. And what I want you to do is push the fingers down, and we're going to go to the thumb side, and we're going to try and make a circle, but don't let your forearm move. Just make that motion in the wrist. Slowly around, Try not to let the arm flow up. A lot of times we'll steal the movement from another joint. Take it around. You can do this making a fist. You can do this holding a tennis ball, works really well. And the next time we come up, we're going to go in the other direction. So take it to the, do we get thumb side? Anyway, yeah, go thumb side first. Roll it around. Oh, we may have done that side already, whichever way. It's early days, early in the morning let. And then come back to the center. Let's go ahead and switch the other side. I'll try and pay more attention to which way I'm going. So hold this, lock the arm in. Again, engage the legs. Feel like you're squeezing something between your knees. Your core is nice and tight. We'll force the hand down, go to the pinky side, lift it up, roll it around. What you may notice right away is that one arm works much better than the other. You think about your dominant hand. Think about the different actions you do all day. Next time we take it down, we're going to reverse it. Now we're going toward the thumb side. And you may find that this is really kind of difficult. And around, and give it a break. You can also go into fingers too if you want, but we're not going to do that today. So looking a little bit more in the upper body, what I want you to do is take your hands and curl your fingers in like that and make thumbs, and bring your knuckles to the side of your head, like right at your temples. Now the idea here, I'm going to turn to your side, is not to go like this to get your elbows to meet, but to stay upright and bring them together here. So we're looking for maximum spread at the shoulder blades. So taking a breath in, and as you exhale, squeeze them together and take them back. Feel the shoulder blades engage. Don't throw the ribs out. Squeeze and open and squeeze and open and squeeze and open. One more time and open, and let that go and come down. So from here, we're going to come to standing. I'm going to try and put most of me in the screen. So we're going to start with a pretty easy practice of moving into warrior one. So let's have the chair on the left side, or you can use a countertop or a table. It doesn't matter. And the leg that's closest to your support, you're going to step forward and take the other leg back. Again, this doesn't have to be a big movement. You're not going to a 90-degree bend with that leg. But notice as you look down at your left leg closest to the chair, as you bend it, does that knee want to drop in toward the center? So if it looks like this from the front, what you want to do is heel toe that foot wider so that you've got a better relationship with the hip. So from here, let the arm hang down, rest this hand on the chair, have it a little bit in front of you. Let's take your gaze forward, take a breath in, exhale, pull the belly in. On your next inhale, bend your front knee, raise your arm, and it doesn't have to go behind you, it's just at an angle. And exhale, come back. Inhale, bend and raise the arm. Exhale, come back. Inhale, bend as you raise. Come back. And then come forward and stay. And as you stay there, exhale, draw the belly in and feel the connection with the feet. Square your hips by pulling the left hip back. Drop the ribs, lengthen through the crown of the head. Take one more breath. And as you exhale, let's straighten the leg, drop the arm, and then bring the legs together. And just for a moment, parallel your feet into what we refer to as mountain pose, hands down by your side, and close your eyes and check in. And notice, if you looked at your feet and you know they're level, and you may feel that one's ahead of the other. So just notice that that's kind of a neurological effect of our practice. So let's turn and go to the other side. We're going to step that left foot forward, right leg back. Sorry, having trouble with my rights and lefts this morning. And as we start out again, we're going to take a breath in, Exhale completely, set our foundation through our spine. On our next inhale, bend the knee, raise the arm, and bring it back. And bend the knee, raise the arm, and come back. And bend it and raise. Come back. Let's come forward, and we'll stay for 3 breaths. Take a breath in. Exhale. Pull that left hip back. Breathe in. Exhale. One more breath in. And as you exhale, release it. Let's step the legs together. Again, look at your feet. Make sure they're lined up parallel. Hands down beside you. Close the eyes. And notice if the body feels a little bit more balanced. So our next move, we're going to do behind our chair. So you can take it in front of you. This chair is a little high on the back, but it works fine. You just don't want to be leaned over. So step the legs out nice and wide, so wider than the hips. And think about if you're on a yoga mat, the outside edge of your feet are parallel to the front and the back end of your mat. And we're going to move into Warrior Two. So let's take that right foot and turn it out 90 degrees. And as you do so, again, if you bend that knee, and this is the one I can't bend very much, so you guys will go to your level, and it drops to the center, take that leg more toward the left. Bring it closer to the chair side. And that's going to help line you up a bit. But this is going to help keep you aligned, shoulders and hips. Take a breath in. And as you exhale, let's bend that knee and sink down. You want to come straight down. You don't want the body to lean. And straighten up. And come down. And straighten up. And come down. And straighten up. And as you exhale, come down, and we're going to stay. Now, take a breath in, bring the arms out to the side, and we're going to lean to the side, and we're going to move this left arm to affect the left side of the body. So take a breath in, and you're going to tip over into a variation of triangle or side angle. Come back to center. Tip over. Back to center. Tip over and stay. Now from here, take this top arm over your head and look at your hand. If you need to, you can hang on to the chair here. And then sweep it behind you and look at that right foot. So we're getting that stretch through the whole left side of the neck. Sweep the arm up and over, look at the hand. Sweep it behind you, look at the foot. Up and over, look at the hand. Behind you and stay. Now the back of your hand is pressed to the small of the back. The shoulder rolls back. Tuck your chin, look a little bit further right. Bring those right ribs forward so that you're kind of rolling them forward this way. One more breath. And then take that left arm up, come straight up, back to center, straighten the leg. Just pause for a moment. Turn the other leg out. Do the same thing on the other side. If you don't need this chair for balance, you can do this whole thing with your arms out like this. You can take your gaze over your left hand. Take a breath in. And as you exhale, pull the belly in. Inhale, sink. And exhale, straighten. Inhale, move into the pose. Exhale, move out. Inhale, move in. Exhale out. Inhale, we're going to move in and stay there. Again, notice what your shoulders are doing, where your arms are going. And as you exhale, let's tip over. Back of the left hand is on the inside of the knee. Back up to center. Exhale, tip over. Back to center. Tip over and stay. Take that top hand, bring it over the head, follow it with your gaze. Sweep it behind you, look at your left foot. Keep the chest open. Inhale, arms up and over. This is great for head, neck, and shoulder release. Take it behind you. Take it up and over. Last time, come behind you, tuck the shoulder back, bring the left ribs forward, tuck the chin, look a little further, breathe and extend the spine. Exhale, pull the belly in, feel the legs engage. On your next inhale, arm comes up, look up, straight up, arms out and down. Bring the feet and step them together. So working into a forward fold, some of you may be completely flexible. You can touch the floor, it's not a problem. Others, it is a problem. And you always think, oh, my hamstrings are too short. It's really about the ability to move the pelvis. If your pelvis stays tucked from sitting or standing like this, you're going to shorten those hamstrings. So having a chair here, let's come to mountain pose. Feet are in parallel, hips and heels and hips lined up. Take a breath in, bring the arms up. And as you exhale, pull the belly in and fold over. From here, press your hands into the chair and come halfway up to a flat back. Now, in this flat back position, draw the shoulder blades down, reach through the crown of the head, pull your low ribs up. Don't let them sag down. Kind of tuck them in, tuck the belly in. And then on your exhalation, bend your elbows and fold over again. Pull your belly in more. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, down. Inhale, up. And exhale, fold over and stay there. Now, you could rest your head, you can rest your arms, you can take your hands to the floor. But notice if your forward fold has gone into the upper back. So we want to think about rolling this pelvis forward. So your sitting bones back here, think about lifting them a little bit. And notice, did your weight go way behind your heels? That's a cheat. If this is really difficult, start with some bent knees. Get the belly toward the thigh. Breathe in. Think about stretching the back out first. Take a breath in. Maybe you try straightening them again. Maybe you want to move a little bit deeper. You can come forward. Take one more breath in. And on your next inhale, squeeze the feet toward each other. Reach the arms out all the way up and hands down and to the side. Everybody always likes a down dog. It's not always a pose that I teach at a beginning class or when I can't actually see my students, but a great way to get that in your practice, stretch the whole body, is to use the chair. So from that same position, put your hands on your chair, seat, or roll them here to the side if you have wrist issues. This chair doesn't really work that well. And from here, think about starting to step the legs back. And we're going to work on our side body length first. So bend the knees, move the hips back. Chest and head come down. Head is between the arms. Inhale, come back up. And exhale, bent knees, long spine. I want to think about one long line from my hips to my hands. Inhale, back up. And exhale, back down. Now from here, you can work on the length in the side body and the spine. Take a breath in. And exhale, pull the belly in. And imagine somebody pulling your hips back. Breathe in and out. Some of you have really bad shoulders. You're really going to roll those hands to the outside of the chair. That works a little bit better. You can start to play with stepping the feet back and maybe straightening the legs. But again, if that happens, you want to keep those feet in, keep the knees bent, work on lengthening the other parts of the body, raising those sitting bones. One more breath in. And inhale, come all the way up. Walk your feet in. And let's bring the chair back to the center and have a seat. So any of these postures you can do singularly, you can pull out during the day, or you can do them in little combinations of 2 or 3, which we refer to as yoga snacks. So from here, let's move into a spinal twist. Now, we don't want to fix the pelvis on this. We want to kind of let it go. And so don't be really anxious to grab onto the chair and twist yourself around. So let's start by bringing the arms up on inhale. We're going to twist to the right. Exhale, bring your hands down. You can just touch the leg, touch the chair. Inhale back up to center. And we're going to go to the other side. A warm-up twist. Inhale to the center. Exhale down. Inhale to the center. Exhale down. Inhale to the center. We're going to twist to the right and stay there. Now, take a breath in and lengthen the spine. Make sure you can sense the crown of the head over the tip of the tailbone. As you exhale, pull the belly in and move from that right hip and the lower back. You're just going to feel the waist turn around. Take a breath in, get taller. As you exhale, pull the belly in, move the ribs. Maybe you grab onto that chair a bit and start to pull through the ribs. Take a breath in. And as you exhale, you're going to feel the shoulders go around. And maybe you turn your head like somebody's pulling your ear. Taking a breath in and out. And on your next inhalation, let's get taller. And as you exhale, deepen the twist. One more squeeze. Take a breath in, bring the arms up and overhead. We're going to go to the other side, do the same thing. Exhale, twisting to the left. Right hand comes to the outside of the knee. The left hand is behind you on the chair, or either you can kind of thread it through, put it on the seat. And as you exhale, you're going to move from the belly. Then when you get as far as you can go, you're going to inhale, get taller. And you're going to exhale, pull in at the ribs. See if that goes a little further. Maybe you add a little bit of pressure on the hands. Inhale, get taller. And exhale, pull back on the shoulders. Turn the head. Breathe in and out. Make sure that left knee doesn't splay out. Keep it in line with the hand. One more breath in. Exhale, pull that belly in for support. Then inhale the arms all the way up and over your head. And exhale back down. So after any kind of back bend or twisting motion, we always want to compensate with a forward bend. So let's move into a seated forward fold. Take the breath in, bring the arms up. As you exhale, fold over, wrap the arms around the legs. Inhale, reach out with the chest, come up. Exhale, belly pulls in, fold forward. Inhale, come up. Exhale, down. Inhale, up. Exhale, down. One more time, inhale, up. And exhale, down. Inhale, up. Hands down by your side. Let's do a little bit of leg mobility. So scoop under the right thigh, lift it up, sit up nice and tall, and think about hip flexion. So we kind of get stuck in this halfway in between spots, sitting all the time. So pull that in, lift up nice and tall, and put that one down. Take the other leg up, lift them up. This is when you realize how heavy your legs actually are. Notice what the hips feel like. And again, go back to the right. So as you do this, is this happening? Are you rolling back to do this? It means you don't have a lot of hip mobility. Lift that up. And then again, the other side, lifting nice and tall. And put it down one more time. Lift that up. And release it. Last leg up. And let it go. So to finish out our movement practice, let's go ahead and work on the ankle mobility. So I'm going to be able to do it on one side, but not the other. So start with your left leg, bring it up and over. And again, just this hip external rotation may be pretty tough for some of you. And so what I want you to do is really pull that foot back at first, sit up nice and tall. Notice if you had to do something with this leg or foot. And then from here, just like we did with the wrists, let's slowly move that foot around, finding that articulation. If you are not somebody who goes barefoot or is outside in nature barefoot or walking around your house barefoot, you need to open up those feet. You need to mobilize the ankles. They're a direct correlation to how your hips and your low back feel or how you are walking. And then let's change the directions. We're trying to find that full mobility. Again, we want to kind of blow out those dusty corners. And one more pass. And around. Let's go ahead and put that down. I'm just going to bring this leg and hold it kind of at the best angle I can. So from here, let's start that other leg. Circle it around. You may find that one leg cramps, the foot cramps, or the toes get cramps, or they fatigue easier. Let's change direction. So those are all things to take note of. And if they do, spend more time on your feet. There's plenty of resources out there for people who deal with foot issues, walking issues, whole body mobility. So you can always contact me and I can give you some information. And the last time around, bring that back to center. One more time with cat-cow. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, pull the belly in, round the back, tuck the chin. Feel the whole spine stretch. Inhale, reach straight up. It's not about thrusting the ribs forward. It's about getting this front extension. Feel the back body work. Exhale, belly pulls in. And one more time, up. And back to center. So from here, let's go ahead. We're getting close. So we're going to close out our class. Sit comfortably. If you need to sit back against your chair, you can. Otherwise, sitting up nice and tall. Close the eyes and bring the awareness back to the breath. The physical body moves better now if there is more expansion to inhale and a greater ease of contraction as you exhale. As we scan the body, have you noticed changes? Places that might have been stiff or stuck this morning or a little cranky feel better. You feel more balanced. Energetically, you may feel calmer, not so agitated if you're somebody who that happens to, but you feel energized and ready to move through the rest of your day. Emotionally, you may feel a mood elevation. You may feel a bit more positive or happy from having moved your body and paid attention to your breath. Mentally, your brain may feel more clear, more awake, ready to focus. And then in that spiritual or bliss body, that sense of connection, that sense of belonging may have been expanded. You may feel part of a greater sense of your community. See if you can begin to gradually lengthen your inhalation and gradually lengthen your exhalation. Gradually let any tension release from the body. Feel a lightness of your spirit and your physical self. Keep your awareness on your breath. And as we end our class, let us bring our hands to our hearts in prayer once more. And as we bow our head, let us reflect on our intention to stay present and aware. So think about what you learned. Is there one takeaway today? Is there something you discovered about your body? Hold that with you as you move throughout the rest of your day. And now taking this time to honor the divine, the light, and the unique, ever present in each and every one of us. Hari Om, Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace, peace, peace to all beings everywhere. Namaste. So that's 45 minutes. Thank you guys. Have a great conference, and thank you for including me, Jackie.
Thanks so much, Lauri. We really appreciate you being here today.
All right. You guys have a good one. Let me see how I get off this thing.
Perfect. Thanks, everyone. Have a great day. We'll be going live at 9 o'clock for our next session, which is the colors of COVID-19 from vaccine hesitancy to vaccine confidence with Dr. Stephen Thomas.